consciousness, manifestation, parallel realities, different dimensions of reality, and how to make sense of this complex universe, and how can we consciously create a life that we actually want to live. In this video, we will go very deep into uncovering the nature of reality as per Vedanta and as per my own inquiry on this subject. And this video might seem strange to some of you who are watching this for the first time, so be patient here. But for those of you who have been following our channel, this will make more sense. Now through this video, I'm trying something new. There will be not a lot of edits. This is direct, this is not scripted. I will simply talk openly about some of the thoughts that have been running through my mind about the nature of reality, and I will talk about how I have come to understand this complex reality. Reality is very complex. It is stranger than the strangest science fiction movies and novels that we are so fascinated by. And Adhvaitha Vedanta gives a radical view on reality. And when we study Vedanta and then when we look at this world, we begin to get some really key insights on reality. And that is what I will talk about today. I will talk today about my interpretation of Advaita Vedanta and how I look at reality now. Now, as per Advaita Vedanta, this entire reality, the universe, is one. It is one consciousness. Consciousness is the canvas within which the world has appeared, and it is the source from which everything emerges. This is not even an emergence phenomenon. It is simply an appearance in consciousness. It is in fact consciousness itself. Advaita Vedanta simply says that all the duality is on the surface level. The deeper we go, the more power we get access to, and the more clearly we understand reality. And at the deepest level, we are all one. We are literally one as the source, which is the infinite consciousness. Vedanta calls this fundamental reality as Brahman. From here on, whatever I'm saying is not directly coming from Advaita Vedanta or the scriptures, but it is my interpretation only. Consciousness is something that we cannot talk a lot about because words cannot grasp it. In fact, the Kenopanishad says pure consciousness or Brahman is that which empowers one to see, but that which cannot be seen. It is that which enables us to think, but it is that which cannot be understood through the mind, because it is the witness. What Advaita Vedanta says is that this awareness that we have right now is coming from that source, which is the infinite consciousness. And if we simply pay attention to the awareness that we hold right now, and if we follow it back to its source, we realize that we are in reality infinite. We are neither the body nor the mind. Now, let us build a story around this to make sense of how we can understand this reality. First, there is consciousness. In fact, consciousness is all there is. And that consciousness is beyond time space. More and more scientists are now saying time space reality might not be fundamental to reality itself. This means there is something more fundamental than time space. And according to Vedanta, that is consciousness. And this consciousness is within which the time space reality called Maya has appeared. Now just imagine what it means when we go beyond time space reality. When we go beyond time space reality, what we get to is the infinite potential. All parallel realities, all the dimensions of existence, everything that we can imagine and everything that we cannot even imagine exists right here, right now. All the things that can exist actually exist right now. This is how I have come to understand the meaning of infinite potential, that is Brahman. So, at the level of source, at the level of pure consciousness, we go beyond time space and we go beyond everything that we can perceive and everything that we can experience. At this level, everything exists as a potential state. This state is called Avyakta or the unmanifested state. Now, even though it is called as the unmanifested state, this doesn't mean there is nothing there. This fundamental reality is the infinite potential within which all possibilities exist right here, right now. And as we go on, pay attention to the diagrams that will appear on the screen and follow along. Now, first there is the infinite potential or the source, which is beyond time space reality, which means it is right here, right now. It is the present moment. This is Brahman. And then there is the manifestation. There is Vyakta. This is the world that we can see all around us. This is matter. There is consciousness and there appears to be matter. And between these two levels, there is something called as the mind. This is where the story gets really interesting. This mind derives its existence partially from matter and partially from consciousness. Now, as I'm saying this, remember that everything in reality is consciousness. Matter only appears to exist. But for the sake of understanding this, let us simplify this. Let us say consciousness has expressed itself in infinite ways through different dimensions, different parallel realities, through different universes, different planets, galaxies, different species, etc. So that source has expressed itself in infinite number of ways, from the subtlest form, which is the pure infinite consciousness, to the grossest form, which is matter or this universe. But mind will come somewhere in the middle. Mind is neither fully physical nor it is fully consciousness. It is a combination of both. And through this mind, we interact with the world. And through this mind, we are actually controlling the world. We are controlling the reality that we are experiencing right now. The mind is a filter, and that infinite consciousness is the source that is empowering the mind. And as per the nature of the mind, the reality for that personality or that person is determined based on the karmic memory, based on vasanas, based on tendencies that a mind holds. A certain kind of a reality is actually projected by that mind itself. And if we simply take control of the mind and if we begin to transcend our own limitations, the limitations of thoughts, the limitations of negative habits, negative thinking, the limitations that we ourselves have set for ourselves unconsciously, if we become conscious of it, and if we simply begin to clean the mind and cleanse the mind, that infinite consciousness will empower the mind to create a positive reality for that mind. Now, Swami Vivekananda has said this in one of his lectures. Consciousness has expressed itself at different levels. Now, at the physical level, we have the conscious mind through which we are aware right now, through which you are watching this video. This is only the surface level. A little bit deeper, if we go, there is breathing happening. This usually happens automatically. We do not have to control it. But if we want, we can control this. If we go a little deeper, the food that we have consumed a few hours ago is being digested and it is becoming the person that we are right now. This is happening unconsciously. In the sense, you are responsible yourself for the digestion that is happening in your body. But this is a deeper level of you. You don't have access to this level. Now, like this, there are different levels. There is a spectrum in which consciousness has expressed itself. The subtler we go, the deeper we go, the more power we hold over reality. The great yogis have tremendous control over their bodies, on their digestive system, and some can even levitate and float and walk through walls because they are conscious at a more subtle level. They have access to deeper levels of consciousness, if we can put it that way. And the deepest level, once we reach that, is called enlightenment. This is transcending everything and being one with that source, which is who we are even now. But we simply have forgotten it. We are simply ignorant of the fact of who we are in our essence. Now, in my life, when I started thinking about what I can do to make the best use of the life that I have, I came up with a framework and a concept, and I later called it conscious creation. Conscious creation is about understanding the nature of reality. It is about consciously taking control of our external world. This is not about the basic teachings of law of attraction or manifestation. This is very deep. Most of the insights for conscious creation came from Advaitha Vedanta, and the other part of it came from my study of various other philosophies and my own deep inquiry into this subject. So, conscious creation is about understanding this reality as one holistic unity, as one infinite consciousness. And it is about understanding that mind is the key parameter when it comes to controlling our personal reality. If you want to create an abundant life, if you want to create a healthy life, and if you want to create a fulfilled life, everything comes down to the mind. And this mind is what is holding us back. If we only master the mind, we master the reality itself. I know that we talked about a lot of deep concepts here, but if you want to understand consciousness, conscious creation, and how you can consciously create your life the way you truly want to live, then you can sign up for our 30-day email course along with community access. Now, within this, we will go very deep into understanding the nature of reality, and every day you will get an email on one particular aspect of reality. If you begin to master this one by one, at the end of 30 days, you will have absolute clarity on what this reality is and how you can consciously create your life. If you're interested in this, check the link in the description. Shivoham. Subscribe to Advaita to wake up. Shivoham.